Hi, my name is Masha and today I'm going to teach you how to change your colors within a normal pattern. This technique can also be used in replacing string. So when you're making a bracelet and one of the strings is becoming a bit too short, you can use this exact same method to switch it to a new string. It's just you won't be changing colors of the string, you'll just be changing one string of the same color to another string of the same color. So it's the same technique, but today we're going to talk about switching colors. Before I dive into it, I just want to mention that this is not my original idea. I've seen a lot of people do this on Instagram, but the specific creator that inspired this video was Valentina with actually the exact same pattern that I used here, just in different colors. And I'll leave her Instagram linked in the description if you want to check her out. She does amazing bracelets and I find her very inspirational. But alright, let's get to talking about the actual technique. So as you can see here, I've got one pattern, and if you look at the pattern itself, it just repeats the same colors over and over again. But what I've done here, which is what Valentina did with the same pattern, is do 3 crosses and then switch colors. And we've got 7 colors here. It goes from a gradient from purple to sort of a green/teal color. And I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. So this technique can be used with any pattern at all. It works with alpha patterns as well, but for alpha patterns I suggest the flat alpha technique, which will be linked in the card and in the description. I did a tutorial on it. It's a slightly different way of changing your strings, and I think in alphas that technique creates a more consistent knotting. I don't know, but for normal patterns this technique is completely fine. So yeah, you can do it with any pattern that you like, but whatever you do, I would recommend choosing the colors before you get into actually creating the pattern, and also choosing when you want to separate your design. So when you want to switch the color. So for me, I did what Valentina did, which was 3 iterations of the design and then do the switch and then 3 more and then switch. So you want to decide when the switch happens and also the colors that the switch happens with before you get into actually making the bracelet. But that's completely up to you and individual to what you want to create. That being said, let's just jump into the tutorial. All right, so the pattern that I'm using is going to be linked in the description as always. And I've now come to a point where I want to change the colors of my strings. So I've got this sort of light purple color, and that's the color that I'm going to be replacing. I've got 6 strands of that color in the bracelet right now, and you can see that I've got quite a lot of it left still. I mostly did that just so I can still have some string to hold on to when I'm making the bracelet, so it's more comfortable. You can cut your strings a little bit shorter, but the length that I cut my strings was about 20 centimeters. So just as I said, you can do the same length so that you have some string to hold on to. That's the main reason why I did them so long, or you can make them shorter. Depending on the pattern, you really don't need that much of the string because you're not using it a lot. I only have like 3 of these crosses for each color, but I do like to have something to hold on to, and then I'm going to recycle these strings anyway, so they're not going to waste. But yeah, depending on the pattern that you're using and depending on your mentality, I guess, the length of the string you're going to be using is going to be different as well. I'm using about 20 centimeters. So I've cut my strings already. This is the next color in the gradient, the color that I'm going to be replacing the purple with. I'm just going to separate one strand and I'm going to start here. So looking at the pattern, I need to do a backward and then a backward forward knot straight away. So first thing I'm doing is I'm going to get rid of the string that's already there, and I'm just going to put it underneath and off to the side. Next I'm going to grab a tiny piece of tape, attach it to my string here, and then place it just under my bracelet. There we go. So that string is secure underneath my bracelet. And what I'm gonna do is super simple. I'm just going to knot this string in. I'm just gonna do that backward and then backward forward knot as I would have done with the other color. And that's essentially it. I'm going to show it to you a couple times, but that's basically all you need to do. Going over that connection with strings that are already in the bracelet will help secure that new string that you just added in. And then right here I need to do another forward knot with this string. So by making knots around the string that you just added, you will help secure it in place. Now let me do the same thing with the next string here. Putting this one back because we don't need it anymore, and then grabbing another one of the new ones. Take a tiny piece of tape, put it on the end of the string and attach it somewhere in the back of your bracelet. Just underneath it there. And then just knot in the string. I just need to do a forward knot here. Same thing with the next one. Pushing this one to the back, grabbing a new one. I'm actually not going to take a new piece of tape. I'm just going to insert this one under the same one I just attached. Just like so. You want to keep a close eye to make sure that those old strings don't peek through. So this is more of an advanced technique. I wouldn't recommend this for beginners because you do need to sort of keep an eye on everything, but just weave that new one in as normal. And then according to my pattern, I need to connect these now, pulling on the old strings a little bit to keep them out the way. And these are not very secure yet, so I'm just going to go over the connection according to my pattern with some of the strings that are already there, just to sort of help keep things in place. And same on this side as well, just securing that string in there. This is the knot that we did weaving that new string in, and I just went in and made another knot next to it just to make sure that its position is secured. And yeah, that's basically it. I've already done 2 of these. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of them. It's all the same with every single one. You just need to follow the pattern according to whatever pattern you're making and continue doing this. You can change colors however often you like, wherever you want. You have full creative freedom in that. It actually opens up so much potential for different creative choices. You can add multicolored strings, metallic strings. It doesn't even have to be the same color. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do. And this method also works for attaching string when you run out of it. So you can also reinsert strings of the same color with the same method, and that's actually what I typically use. So yeah, that was just a quick tutorial for you guys. I'm gonna continue making this bracelet and I'll show it to you when I'm done. And there you go, this is what the bracelet looks like when it is completed. It goes into a lovely gradient from purple to a sort of green teal color. I think it looks really nice. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something new. I would love to see any creations that you guys make, so definitely tag me on Instagram if you do create something. I think there's so many possibilities of new designs that you can make with this, so it's really, really cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I want to give a special shout out to my patrons and especially my top supporters whose names are going to appear on screen right now. Thank you guys very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. If you also want to become a patron, there is a link in the description where you can sign up and get exclusive perks for your donations, like gift packages every other month that include bracelet materials, sometimes even bracelets themselves, video shoutouts, and more. I would also really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. I know that most of you watching aren't subscribed, and we're getting close to 100k, which would be an awesome number to hit. But regardless, thank you very much for watching. If you want more content from me, I also stream on Twitch pretty regularly, so you can follow me on there to get notified when I go live. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!